This is So What Who Cares with Laura McCarville and Jeff Kolaski. Join us as we explore practical insights for an impractical mind. We are on our series where we're taking some comments and questions from our listeners and viewers, and we have another nice, juicy, fat, rare question to enjoy. I told you I bring the goofy unapologetically sometimes, and I sometimes regret that.
Go on. Yeah, no, I have so
I'm
many.
in a weird mood tonight.
I like weird.
Okay?
I like weird.
So you all get to enjoy that or not. You can always turn this off if you want. We're not forcing anybody, but we're watching.
Okay.
Anyway, how are you, Laura?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for
How
asking.
someone I respect starts all conversations like about workplace culture and things like that. But whenever we have meetings or anything like that, start with, how are you showing up today? So that question to you.
How am I showing up today is feeling a lot different than how I'm showing up right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I think right now I feel alive and
Cold?
excited, very chilly.
It's cold
It's
in my
cold down here.
basement. Yeah.
I'm showing up with some renewed enthusiasm and excitement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you? How are you showing up?
Today was a little sad for me. The day of this recording was the anniversary of my sweet cat being sent to the next realm, or however you want to say that. So I had some emotions before we came down here. But like I said, I feel good. I feel goofy. I feel like, yeah, I think I'm showing up all right.
Good.
So I can hear my cat or my wife talking to one of our other cats upstairs, and it's always really sweet. So she talks. Can you hear her? It's awesome. She'll love that we're talking about that too. But anyway, are you ready to get into this week's topic?
I sure am.
Okay.
Let's find out what the question is.
Here it is.
Okay.
Ooh, this one has to do with specifically men.
Okay.
Okay. How do you teach nervous system regulation and trauma therapy to men who don't do, quote, woo-woo? How do you teach this stuff to the guys who don't even know they're anxious?
Okay, two different questions. Also, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say nervous system regulation lands with the woo-woo.
Okay.
I feel like when people are teaching nervous system regulation, we're moving into the left brain,
Sure.
which is not woo-woo.
I agree.
And actually, we could probably pull out of and I teach nervous system regulation. I teach trauma inclusive practices. I'm not a therapist, but people actually, I would say we could move away from left brain, and we could even look at our culture as having like a right brain injury. Like there's this right side injury where we're not engaged as much in what would be quote unquote the woo woo. So if people are skeptical of nervous system and trauma inclusive practices, then actually this stuff gets you into it.
Sure.
I'm not pulling tarot cards or
No.
right. So
Right.
and I would and I can and I have and I do.
However, that is not the same
that's not
thing
the question.
as teaching nervous system regulation.
So
Right.
I would say and it's interesting, I'm not sure what gender wrote in asking.
I was curious about that too. Like, is this a man who's wondering how to
Yeah, is it a self
So a
question? Like,
self,
is this
yeah,
a me
yeah,
sending in a question about me?
or is it is it his
So,
partner
yeah,
going,
like,
"How do I teach this to the man who doesn't do it?"
yeah, I have this awesome class I teach at a call center, and the coolest people come in, um and anyway, last year when I was teaching mindfulness, the woman said, "Oh, I'm sharing all of this with my husband." And this time after she came up to me, she said, I was taking all of this home to him and he said, "Why do you want to change me?" And she goes, "So this time I thought, why don't I just listen for me?" And then I got so much more out of it.
Mm.
So, mhm.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know who wrote the question.
Mhm,
I don't know the relationship to it. It's interesting that the gender piece comes up
I
because,
thought so too.
yeah. And I know the woo woo is, you know, it's not gendered,
Yeah, yeah.
but our culture does tend to mm, think that and maybe nervous system practices and trauma informed practices, we're not speaking towards the woo woo, but the resistance towards
Mhm,
self reflection, self
right.
growth.
I I would guess, and if we just wanna make an assumption since we don't know, we can't dig any deeper into
Hmm.
the origins of this question, I would say this is maybe a slightly improper use of the term woo-woo, because to me, the body of the question is, how do you teach nervous system regulation and trauma therapy to men or people, um, who just aren't familiar with it? Or how do you, in the second part of the question, how do you teach this stuff to guys who don't even know that they're anxious? Now that I connect with big time. Having being someone who has dealt with anxiety and depression, and until someone told me you might be dealing with anxiety and depression, I would have had no, I would no, I'm not anxious about anything. What do I have to be sad about?
Hmm.
Well, as someone who's dealt with that for the last 20 years now, I go, it's not just being sad. It's not just being scared about something. It's something
Hmm.
bigger and deeper and more complex than that. Right. So if I were to guess, it's maybe an, I don't want to say uneducated, but an uninformed uh, uh, use of the term woo woo and kind of what that is. It feels like two different
Yeah, I think there's
things.
two different questions. So how do we teach this? And I would say that um we scan out in our culture and we go, okay, it's true that we actually haven't been in this like curiosity of self
Hmm.
and self exploration, um, of the human psyche for, I mean, yes, of the human psyche for
Hmm.
eons, but like in the way of like relationship and like my grandparents, great grandparents, this wasn't like, hey, maybe I should develop some skills, you know?
Hmm.
My grandma was in a, a mental institution in Hastings,
Hmm.
and it has a plaque on it, and it says, "For women who lost their minds because of the wind." Like it was actually founded for women because of the wind, and that was why they had
Wait,
lost their minds. It may not
wow.
say lost their minds, but went like
Right.
clinically insane,
Yeah.
had to be institutionalized because of the wind. I always joke with my father that maybe it wasn't the wind, maybe it was abusive alcoholic husband, but although the wind in Nebraska sucks,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
it is
intense.
the
So I
worst.
wouldn't,
And if you're looking at, prairie and prairie fires, and
right.
like there really were times.
Right. The wind is not
But I
always the
would
greatest.
say
Yeah.
I say that more as like the time that's passed hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
And
Well, a lot of people refer to even not woo woo things, like even what you and I talk about on a weekly basis. I've heard it referred to as like very new agey.
no, babe, we're talking about emotions.
Right.
This isn't woo woo. You're
No,
right. This is
it's,
emotions and
yeah,
emotional intelligence. And
yeah,
in
yeah.
a hyper masculine in a
Mhm.
toxic masculine
Mhm.
culture where men and little boys weren't taught that it was okay
To
to
even
have
feel, let alone
emotions.
show it.
I mean, that's so new in our
Right.
culture. It's
Mhm.
new. And it's a new ask of adult males
Mhm.
to have to have the emotional intellect to engage. And now it's the demand. And I'm referring to like heteronormative
Mhm.
relationships here, that many women are saying, I don't want to be in relationship with you if you don't have the emotional intelligence. Like
Mhm.
I'm looking for depth and connection
Right.
more than that's
How
ever
dare
been.
they?
I know, I know, I know. Dang it.
Needy.
Feminism. No, I'm just it's the
Who's
evolution. It's just evolution of, and it's permission giving,
Yeah, yeah.
and so if little boys aren't getting the
Mhm.
message is what I'm hearing in this question, and it's not woo woo. We're just talking about emotions.
They don't do emotions.
And they do.
Mhm.
They're it's they're wired for it,
They're
just
there.
yeah, they're wired, but it's
Whether
not
they're listening,
culturally
yeah.
accepted. So things are changing in that way. I do think some of the new language of left brain language is probably drawing, or people can be like, oh, I can get that. A lot of the metaphors I share um, in storytelling lands on folks so that they can move towards curiosity
Mhm.
easier than, let's talk about how long did your mother breastfeed you?
Yeah,
Like that stuff isn't working.
sure.
And so I do think like, okay, things are changing and times are changing
Mhm.
and the demand is different and how we're raising our boys is different and how we're and maybe it will swing to like too far one
Mhm.
way to coddling. I don't know.
Right.
I I mean, it's just so new. If I
Mhm.
go back to, my father and grandfathers and like that, it's just that new.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
And
one it's even our generation.
right, it
It's not
is.
like it's not like it doesn't exist in people who are our age and even younger,
Mhm.
like, it still exists. It's
Yeah,
just becoming
it's
less and less,
and at the same time, more and more.
more and more.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So I don't wanna go into that
No,
piece because
I
it won't
I'm
help this friend out, but
hearing you loud and clear on that one, though,
yeah,
so
so we go to the first part of how do we teach nervous system regulation to someone who's anti woo woo? So
Mhm.
we're going to say, how do we teach nervous system regulation to someone who isn't used to being in touch with their
Right.
emotions?
Can Is there a common misunderstanding of nervous system regulation equals woo-woo?
I don't know. I mean, I don't, not in my
Okay.
algorithms and
Yeah,
connections with people. And I mean, I see all genders.
sure.
So no, no,
Okay.
but I will say, like, what I love about having, going in and teaching at this call center at this
Mhm.
bank is that this is not as common as it is in my circle
Sure.
of people. So it's very still new
Mhm.
information. And nothing is one thing isn't everything.
Right.
So, but it is exciting for people because it actually gives access to like how the mind body is working
Yeah.
and that they're not,
2 separate things
e-
that don't
or
talk.
that they're not just super effed up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like, oh, my nervous system is doing a thing.
Mhm.
Oh, this is filling in missing data pieces is how my mind works. Oh,
Mhm.
there's a negativity bias. Like
Mm.
that's really exciting. And I would say
Sure.
this is how you get to the emotions. It's
Right.
like for all people, and it's not gendered, it's for all people who are raised in families culture or have the experience of like, I don't want to do
Mm.
that stuff, or therapy or psychotherapy. Like nervous system is a great like a cat. You come in from the side,
Mhm.
you don't come right in.
Low and slow and from
Right.
the
So
side.
so it actually works the best
Mhm.
to of
Yeah.
what's happening right now.
Sure.
And and the other piece is, I would say, don't get caught in the weeds. Like,
Mhm.
I'm someone who wants to like get in the weeds, and
Mhm.
you are too, and
Yeah.
deconstruct. And not all people, and again, it's not a gender thing, not all people want to go into that.
Disrupt.
But yet the curiosity
Right.
can be there
Yeah.
to access the heart.
Well, and maybe not even it may not even show up, I don't think, as curiosity all the time. It may just show up as discontent or discomfort,
Mm,
because like I have these emotions, I'm dysregulated, whatever, and it doesn't feel good.
mhm.
I don't know that it's me wanting to be curious about how my nervous system
Or
works and all that. A lot of
right,
people just
yeah.
don't have that, you know, a lot of our early episodes was me asking you, what the hell is all of this?
Yeah,
You
and
know,
and, you know, our approach isn't the only approach, so
right.
if they're coming in
It's the only
asking
one that any of these guys need to worry. I'm
but
sorry.
no, it's curious. I would say what I'm guessing is the woo-woo means, emotional growth, uncomfortable depth. How do we do it?
Mhm.
Just bit by bit. And, I love the example of like the person who's not informed on this stuff is listening to the podcast, and you said like your plumber is like, I've had people
Yeah.
reach out about like, I don't engage in this world at all, and this is approachable.
Mhm.
So I would say the nervous system is that starting there, and
Mhm.
some mindfulness
Yep.
things is a great entry.
Start them at episode 1,
Yeah, go back
um,
to episode 1.
and then 2 after that, then move on to 3, and
Mhm.
then just keep making your way through to, what,
Yeah.
34 that we're on now or something like that.
Yay, cheers on us.
Yay.
Okay, there's a second part
Yeah.
though.
How do you teach this stuff to guys who don't even know they're anxious?
Okay, so um not that long ago I said to my dad, "Hey, have you ever considered you have untreated like anxiety?" And he said, "How the hell would I get anything done?" And then he's also has said to me when I've approached that he might have some anxiety is, "You just want me dead."
Oh,
It's like,
no,
"No, dad."
I don't.
But it comes to like they don't know they're anxious, but it's more of like we just haven't found that word.
Mhm.
The word hasn't landed. But we could say, do you feel like you have to be doing something all the time?
Mhm.
Do you go super hard and then collapse? Do you have high heart rate spikes? Does your belly flip? Do you find yourself unable to engage with life? We don't have to name it. I stay away from pathology. That's not my field. So
Sure.
but I do have a lot of people coming in now who are self-diagnosed as
Yep.
anxious. And then we have to go into like, well, what does that mean for you?
Right.
Describe it. What's this like? Where's somatically the thing that is the
Let's
thing?
potentially change our relationship with what it is that
Right.
we're we're dealing with.
Because
Yeah.
maybe oh, or that belongs in a different
Mhm.
space than what I do. But
Yeah.
um, so do they not know they're anxious? No, they know they're anxious. They just probably don't want to, they haven't identified as the label.
Right.
And does a label sometimes help? Yes. And does it sometimes create a box that you can't get out of? Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
would it help? My dad doesn't listen, so, and he would be okay if he did. Would it be beneficial, and my dad has sought counseling in the past, would it be beneficial for you to seek support or find some tools to work with these emotions, feelings that you have?
Mhm.
Um, yes,
Right.
right? So we don't have to call it anxious, but if you find
Right.
yourself stuck,
Right.
looping.
I do think though as well, along with that, I have a very close friend who, when I pointed out to him, a very typical masculine older man, and like the type of person who's like very resistant to even say that he felt fear in a certain situation, because
Mm,
like that sort of traditional kind of, but not completely closed off to things, just that's
mm-hmm.
how he was raised, and it's hard
Yeah.
for him just to, anyway. when he was telling, like, I don't know, man, I'm just feeling like this, and like I just want to sleep all the time, and I
Mm.
just, like I feel like something's like wrong with, like, I don't know if my blood is, whatever. And I said, coming from someone who's dealt with this a lot, well, those are a lot of the symptoms of a depression. Well, I'm not sad about anything.
Mhm.
That's not exactly what depression is. It's not just being sad.
Mm.
It's, and um we talked about it a little more, and it's kind of a light went off when it was almost like for him being able to, even though yes, it's a self-diagnosis. I'm a
Yeah, no, it's
psychotherapist or
fine.
anything, but this might be something that you, along with a good percentage of the rest of the world, are dealing with.
Mhm.
And for him it was almost a, oh, oh yeah, okay,
Well,
I
then what
can,
did he do next?
well then,
Did he, like, seek tools or did he,
yeah.
like
I mean, I don't know. I won't speak to how far he went with it, but
Mhm.
the intention was there, where we got him in touch with someone he could talk to, a
Mhm.
professional. And
Mhm.
um and trying to follow up with him is like, to how far he actually went with that. I mean, if
Yeah,
he,
who knows?
yeah,
But
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he was interested, because at that point he's like, oh, I don't need a medicine necessarily. I might just need to talk to someone who knows how to coach me through these feelings,
Mhm.
um, or maybe I do. I mean, just the realization of
Yeah,
maybe I
so what
am
you're
dealing
saying
with
is,
this.
like, sometimes the awareness can be
Yeah,
empowering,
yeah, I think
or it
so.
can set you on a path to find or gather more
Yeah,
information
yeah,
to absolutely.
and just depends obviously on the person that we're talking. Now we've leaned into the masculine archetype here, because that's what the question that was put in front of
Mm,
us said,
mhm.
and so that's why that my mind went to him. But there's plenty of examples of,
Yeah, and is it even like, is it masculine or is it just the thing of, like, sometimes we just normalize some
Mhm.
suffering and we call it our personality, and then our family had it
Yeah,
and everyone's experience,
it's
like
just who I am.
right. So
Yeah.
these things can happen, and
Hmm.
but read the beginning part of
Sure.
that question for me, because I just had this like this like, oh,
A little bit of a,
yeah, read that
okay,
part.
how do you teach nervous system
No, the
regulate?
second part.
Oh,
Sorry.
you said the first part.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
Read the first part of the second part.
Oh, how do you teach?
No, go to the
Keep
part where
going.
he's anxious and he doesn't know it.
How do you teach this stuff to guys who don't even know they're anxious?
Okay, how do you teach this stuff to guys who don't even know they're anxious? Because what the question is asking is, how can I help people?
Yeah.
Like, if we get in, like,
Yeah.
what this person wants to know is how can I be of service?
How can I let that guy know that he's anxious even
I
though
don't
he
think
doesn't?
yeah, like, I don't think that's what the role is that we take on.
No.
I think what we are asking is, how can I support people when they come to me or I meet them and they're
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
and I think that that's a really more important
I would agree.
lens for
Yeah.
us to pause with, because we're back at relational skills.
Mhm.
And it doesn't, yeah, I really love that we're going in a whole different
Mhm.
direction,
Yeah.
because it's not, and this is where we go into like the nervous system isn't the thing. It's the connection.
Mm.
It's being with someone. So
Mhm.
if they're coming to you, so if I go back to my dad and I was like, have you ever thought you had untreated, anxiety? What I probably, and I've done this throughout our relationship, is like offer support. How can I support you?
Mhm.
You seem there's a lot right now on your plate,
Mhm.
and you feel, can I do anything to support you? Or do you need me to listen?
Mhm.
Is it probably is more like, how can I stay connected to
I
you?
think that's almost a way more on the nose way to say that second piece. Like,
Mhm.
how do you teach this stuff to guys who don't even know they're anxious is just another way of saying like what you just said.
I mean, you'll probably get the response that my dad gave me, which
Yeah.
was,
a
you know?
joke or
Oh, yeah,
or
like, how would I
defensiveness.
get anything
Right.
defensiveness? And
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, what I want is for you to have some peace so you can sleep well."
Right.
And how does that look?
Right.
Would it be helpful if I introduced you to a book, or is there
Hmm.
some music, or is there something I can do to
Hmm.
support this suffering
Right.
sense that you're in?
Hmm.
Or do you just need me to listen?
Right.
And I can do that.
Because something is telling this person that whoever they're talking about is anxious. Well, you're making an assumption of what that is, maybe rightfully so,
But will
uh,
that even help?
but that yeah, it's probably unlikely.
Yeah, no one likes to be diagnosed. I mean,
No,
you were in
that was a
connection with your
different.
friend,
Sure.
but even in that moment, what you were offering was like, "Hey, I
What you're
think there's some
describing.
support here
Right.
for what you're
Hmm.
experiencing, and you're not alone.
Right.
And I have had it too."
Yep.
And and so I think we move back into all of this work again is about relational
Right.
skill building, and how do we connect, and
Hmm.
how do we relate, which is what you did with him.
Absolutely.
Is like,
Right.
"Hey, I know these feelings and it feels like you're describing something I've described." You can say no.
Right.
Yeah, oh, it is. Here, this is my therapist,
Right.
right?
You have to start at the relationship.
Yeah, we go back to connection.
If I read that and I think a guy that I don't know or a person that I don't know that I assume to be anxious, and my approach to them is going to be much different and much probably less effective to teach them about regulation or whatever than someone who I have a connection with or I have
Mhm,
a relationship with at any level, because then you're
mhm,
coming at it smartly and you're
mhm.
with some already pre established trust and rapport.
Yeah, yeah, which is what if we go into the nervous system,
Hmm.
in the polyvagal theory, it would be talked about in the way of like our social engagement
Hmm.
center, right? And so when we're in these nervous system dysregulated states for prolonged amounts of time, um, our ability to connect, it becomes difficult.
Hmm.
So it actually makes more sense, for this person and for all of us if we move towards connection. Yeah. So then let's pause for a
Okay.
second, because I think there's something here
Hmm.
in the way of like, how do I do that? But I think learning for ourselves to pause, to ground in our own selves when we're sitting with someone, and our desire or agenda
Mm,
to get them to change, to wake up, kind of like that,
mm,
you know, woman in my class had said about her husband. And it's like, okay, pause, connect to yourself, and then be in connection. Like,
right.
how can you relate? How can you connect? Not relate, like hijack their story,
Sure.
but how can you sit with someone and
How much more
send
yeah,
compassion or connect to another?
right. How much
Because
more effective are things like for that lady in your class when you're not absorbing it so that you can pour that on someone else?
yeah, no
Like,
one
no, I'm
likes, like,
absorbing
her husband said,
yeah,
"Why are you trying to fix me?"
right.
No one likes that feeling.
Well, yeah, absorbing these things, working on yourself, and then you're able to sit, like you said, in relationship with another person or with other people,
Mhm.
and and then that just becomes a deeper connection. And you may have learned some tools that can help another person, but that's not why we do it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I
Community
I
is,
mean,
I
I
mean,
think what maybe, that's our motivator,
and
you
it's what
know?
you do for a living.
Yeah, and I got into it because of
Right.
the suffering around me, so and within me. That's funny. I did it for other
I did
people.
it for the suffering
Wait,
of
Jeff,
everyone
I think
else.
what you're saying is that no, Laura, you got your shit first and then
Uh-huh.
you're able to support others. And
Right.
and in all of our shares and all of these teachings, it's not just to keep engaging in the left brain and like the gather more information, more
Hmm.
information. We have
Right.
to integrate it. We have to move towards wisdom with this stuff
Hmm.
and move into relationship
Hmm.
with the other.
Hmm.
Hmm. Thanks.
Yeah.
You're the best editor ever.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm joking. I'm not.
I'm not proud of you, but I am incredible,
Incredibly
grateful.
excited for your
No, I'm
excitement.
just super grateful for the work
Yeah,
you do.
thanks.
Okay.
Do you want me to put a pin in the end of this episode and then
Yeah, can we wrap it here?
Yeah.
Can we try again?
try again?
To wrap it?
To wrap
To wrap it up.
wrap it up. Keep doing that
No,
while I do
I will never do that again.
I'm going to put that on repeat.
No.
It's on there.
No, I don't. No.
Well, that was another episode of So What, Who Cares?
Thanks.
And I'm sure everyone had fun because I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
If you want to send us some stuff, I don't know for sure how much longer we'll be taking these, but if they're still coming in, I don't know why we wouldn't just continue, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mail.sowhatwhocares@gmail.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. We also love it when you give us love on all the stuff, so you should do that if you're feeling up to it.
Yeah. Yes.
And not because I told you to, but because you want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Laura.
You bet.
Laura McCarville, everyone.
Laura McCarville.
McCarville. McCarville.
Mm-hmm.
McCarville. McCarville and Kalaski. Welcome to McCarville and Kalaski. In the cold basement.
It's freezing.
It is cold.
And my nose is running.